Oh, I saw Amazon fall 95%, more than 95%.
Right.
So I was pretty used to that. I saw Amazon fall 95%. I've seen lots of volatility. I saw it fall 80% many times.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think the best investment ideas in the last 30 years, they're dominant digital monopolies that everybody needs, nobody can stop, and very few people understand.
Right.
And Amazon was like that. Apple is like that.
Right.
Google is like that. Facebook is kind of like that. And Bitcoin is like that.
Yes.
They all have the same characteristic. Few people understand it. When few people understand it, but everybody needs it and no one can stop it, that's when to invest.
Right.
You could say today that everybody kind of understands that they need Apple and Google and Facebook and YouTube and Amazon. They understand it today. And so those aren't so good investments anymore, because once a few 100 million people agree with you, you're not early. So people disagreed on Apple and Amazon a decade ago, and they were good investments, and they went up by a factor of 20 from there.
Wow.
And people disagree on Bitcoin today, which is why it's a good investment.
Right.
Because if all of the issues were worked out, then it would already be 30, 40, 50 times more expensive.
Wow.
And it wouldn't be controversial, but you would lose 97% of your wealth. The question really is, are you investing or are you saving or are you speculating?
Right.
If you're a saver, you're not really investing or taking a risk on a company. You're converting a weak property to a strong property.
Right.
If you're an investor, you have to have at least a 4-year time horizon.
4 years.
Okay, if you're investing in something thinking you'll make money in 4 weeks, you're not really an investor, you're a speculator.
Okay.
If you have a methodology, if you have computer programs and you have proprietary algorithms and you have special information that no one else has, you can call yourself a trader, but you're not really an investor. So I would say that if you're looking at something as an investor and you're not going to hold it for 4 years, you're just speculating, you're gambling over whether the EPS will beat the numbers that the street expects next Tuesday, right? And nobody knows, it's coin flip. When you're buying Bitcoin, if you understand it, I don't think you're investing and I don't think you're speculating, I think you're saving. And if you're saving, you're thinking, I'm going to buy it for a decade. I think the right way to think of it is, if there's money you need in the next 12 months, you probably should store it in a currency, like a stable currency. If I live in Korea and I have rent coming due in Korean won, then I would hold some cash balances in Korean won.
Right.
If I have money that I wish to save and give to my grandchildren, 10 to 30 years out, or even 100 years out, I want to keep it in my family, then you should be putting it into a portfolio of property, scarce desirable assets. So property, what is it? Bitcoin is digital property. Otherwise, buy the most valuable land, or you might buy trophy collectibles, very, Leonardo da Vinci paintings, Picasso, something that is rare and desirable and scarce. If you buy a portfolio of property that is, it's not a company, it's not a currency, it's something that affluent people will find desirable in 10 to 30 years, then that's a saving strategy. If you wish to take risk, if you wish to invest in companies, you're an investor.
Right.
Now you might decide that you think that Apple is undervalued or Google's going to perform well, or you might invest in a private company.
Right.
Okay, well, the advantage of those things is they generate cash flows, but the disadvantage is they have risk. So my answer to anybody would be, don't check the price of it every minute if you're a saver.
This year, I believe that was last week, people were very prepared, and I think things are moving faster. From your point of view, what was different from last year's?
This year we had Coinbase there. I think they said they're up to 73 million customers now.
Wow.
They added 25 million customers in a year or more.
Wow.
Lots of institutional accounts, an avalanche of institutional accounts. an avalanche of money. We had an investment bank, Jefferies. We had a commercial bank, Silvergate. I think we see a lot more companies coming in the space.
Talking about the price of Bitcoin, do you see $1 million Bitcoin in our lifetime?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that Bitcoin is first going to flip gold, and when it flips gold, it should be about a $500,000 coin asset.
Right.
But I think Bitcoin is also going to replace bond indexes and real estate and other sorts of property investments. And I think there's no reason why it shouldn't go to $100 trillion. That would put it at $5 million a coin. So I definitely think it'll happen. Like, the question is really just over what time frame.